Okay, next question is from Asia or Asia Paletskaya. I'm really sorry if I said that wrong. I did my best. Are rendezvous on 2 or 3? I never know what to play when I get asked to accompany in class. It could be either, to be honest. The more important thing I think is the speed, but in general rendezvous are usually on a 3, I think. Again, doesn't have to be, but if you want to go with the safe option or the more traditional option, then I would say play it in a 3. Okay, next question from Attitude on Point. Where do you get good ballet music from, modern and classical? So obviously there are lots of places to find music in general. You've got Spotify, you've got Apple Music, you've got YouTube, you've got many places. So I guess you're not asking me that. You're probably asking me, how do you actually find it? What do you need to search for? So the best thing to do is to choose your ballet, go and check who the composer is, and then type in that composer and see what comes up. Obviously you'll get the ballet music from that composer, but many composers also have so many other amazing works which aren't just their ballet music. So Tchaikovsky, for example, I am obsessed with Tchaikovsky's symphonies. I absolutely love them, and also his piano concertos. So I very often listen to classical music which is not just ballet music, even though I also listen to ballet music, but that would be a place to start. So for example, if you love the music from Giselle, that's written by Adolf Adam, so you can put Adam in and then see other music that he composed if you like that style. And then in terms of music, if you're looking for music to do class to, there are lots and lots of ballet class albums on both Spotify and Apple Music. So you can just search for ballet class music and then you'll find lots of different albums. Another search that I can highly recommend is putting in ballet class music repertoire, and then you're going to get piano versions of lots of the famous variations, which is really fun to dance to. I love that. You'll also find quite a lot of albums which have adapted pop music or different kind of pop songs into ballet class music played on a piano. And the good thing about those albums is if you're not very good at recognizing the speed or the counts of the music, it tells you which exercise each bit of music is for. So it will literally be like pliés, it'll tell you the title, and then it'll be the correct speed for a plié exercise. So I think that is a really helpful tool if you're not sure yet on different speeds and different time signatures in music. In case you don't know what a time signature is, I also talked about that in my other video, which is linked in the description. How do you create creative bar exercises with music? So I think a lot of this just comes with experience of knowing which movements go with which rhythms, and a lot of that comes with knowing how to count each of the rhythms and then just allowing yourself to be a little bit playful with it. So obviously if you want a super strict traditional ballet class, then that's not going to be the place to do it. But for example, if you know that pliés and rondejambes quite often have a similar rhythm, then you also know that you can mix some of those movements within one exercise. And that could be the same with jetés and frappés as well. So it's knowing which rhythms go together and then being able to combine those movements. And lots of that just comes with practice and with paying attention in every single class that you go to, seeing how the teacher has constructed the exercise, which movements have they put together? Have they put petit développé, piqués and jetés in the same exercise? Have they put développés and grand rond de jambe en l'air in the same exercise? So it's paying attention to how they combine things so that that'll help you to know which things can go together. And then in terms of the music, again, it does come down to being able to count the music, to be able to recognize what kind of tempo the music is, so the speed of it and what it suits in terms of movement. So I think if that's something that's interesting to you, do pay attention when you're in class to how the exercises are structured and to what kind of music goes with each exercise. So next question, can you do ballet routines with modern music or must it be classical? So as I just said, there are adaptations of pop music which have been made for ballet class exercises, so yes, you can. It's very kind of free now, I think, and collaborative, and it depends on your school, but in my personal opinion, I don't see anything wrong with fusing different styles, with fusing different eras, with playing around with how those two things can work together. So that's just my personal opinion on it. I think that ballet can be done to different music. It doesn't have to be classical music. And there are also plenty of professional choreographies and ballet works which are not done to classical music, some that are done to jazz music, contemporary style music, pop music as well, so there are no limitations in terms of music. However, I will say that when two things are created together, as was the case with ballet, the kind of ballet that we dance now, which I guess was really perfected in the Romantic period, and the music that came from that period also, there is something very special about the union of classical music with ballet movement. And I think as much as it's fun to play around with different music and ballet, like it's super fun and it can have some really amazing results, I think when it really comes down to it, the essence of ballet is also in the essence of ballet music, i.e. classical music. And I don't know if any of you have ever had the experience, I was going to say misfortune, but experience of going to a class and your teachers just put on whatever song and said go and do grand jetés. It doesn't help the movement. There is an amazing thing, and maybe I'll do a separate video about this because I wrote about it for my master's dissertation when I was studying dance anthropology, and it's all about how music and dance are related and how the human body responds to both of those things at the same time, and how one really enhances the other. And so when the music doesn't enhance the movement, and when the rhythms don't match at all of the movement and the music, you don't get those benefits of that extra boost, that extra height in your jump, that extra motivation, that extra... It's actually quite hard to put into words, but if anyone can understand what I'm trying to communicate here, or if you've ever had that experience of like you've been to a class where the teacher has put on some music which doesn't fit with the movement at all, it doesn't enhance the movement, the rhythms are different, the kind of energy of the music is different to the energy of the dance. Sometimes choreographers do that deliberately to create tension, but when you're actually dancing it, I think it's always more fun and it feels much better when the music and the movement are in harmony in terms of the energy. So lots and lots of people were asking about counting. Now I did make a whole other video where I went into quite a lot of detail about counting, and I put some like little examples from different types of music and how you would count each one. So I'm going to link that video in the description, so please go and watch that, because I know that counting can be a tricky thing when you're also thinking about your technique and about what comes next in the exercise. Counting can sometimes be left in the background. What I would actually encourage you to do, apart from go and watch that video so you know how to count the different rhythms, is to actually get used to counting when you're listening to any music. So just as an exercise for you, next time you've got your favourite pop song in or whatever, count it. It's almost definitely going to be in 4. Nearly all pop music nowadays is in 4. There are still some that are in 6, 8, but they're nearly all in 4 now. So next time you're listening to pop music, try and find the beat and count the 4. And you'll find that with different songs, the 4 is either a little bit faster or a little bit slower. So just set yourself that challenge so you can get used to counting without worrying about doing it only in ballet class, when you're also trying to think about the combination and about your technique and everything else. So next time you've got your headphones in, walking wherever you're going, or in the car, singing along on the radio, just take a moment to count it and just count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the more you do that, it might seem really basic and really obvious, but I can tell you that anyone who has been dancing for a long time, or any dance teachers, this is something that you're forced to do as a teacher. You're forced to count it, and so it really gets ingrained. And then the same thing for people who have been dancing for a long time, they will have been used to hearing the teacher saying over and over again 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is just a case of practice. It's not one of those things that either you have it or you don't have it and you'll never get it. You can practice it, and the way to practice it is by just focusing on that one thing without having lots of other things to do at the same time. Okay, last question. Any music suggestions for a 90-second dance for a pageant competition? Yes, I'd say most variations would fit into that. So they're usually between a minute and 2 minutes, depend if you add on the coda at the end. So I would say go through, and in this case, because I know you're female, look for female ballet variations. Find one that you like, find one that complements you, so whether you're a turner, whether you're a jumper, whether you have really good extensions, find one that complements your strengths, and it will probably be around the right length. So guys, I really hope this video was interesting / helpful / you learned something new. I absolutely love talking about music. I'm super passionate about music. As I said in the last video, I studied music until A-level. I've done my music theory exams. I play the cello. So it's something that I'm really passionate about and I absolutely love talking about. And I think it's something that really helps my dancing as well, having a deeper understanding of music, which is why I'm really keen to make these videos so that I can bring a little bit more musical knowledge to those of you who are dancing ballet, because I feel like it can really enhance it. If you have any other music related questions, please leave them in the comments. If I get a lot, I will do another music Q&A. If there's just a few, then I will try and answer you in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!